we get us started on Facebook Live? Okay, we are Facebook Live. Welcome to everyone that has joined us today for our Thursday on Zoom and Facebook Live. I'm Lisa Johnson, president of the Bossier Chamber of Commerce. And today we are doing a chamber chat with the president. That's me, but I mean, you can call me director, coach, whatever, it doesn't matter. But we're doing a chamber chat on startups. You know, so many things have happened in the last 24 months and more, even more so in the 12, 15 months with the pandemic, COVID, shutdown, reopening, and everything else. And everyone is ready to move full force. We've talked about that quite a bit, but today we're going to talk about starting your own business. And we have some friends with us today that have done that. And we're going to talk to the Launch Network, which is a pre-recorded interview that I did last week about what they have to offer as a one-stop shopping for anyone out there that wants to start a business, or maybe you already have a business and you don't know it. Maybe there's something out there that you're doing that's a lifestyle, you know, fun thing that you're doing, and you're making just a little bit of money here or there on it. And guess what? You've started a business. And as it grows as a lifestyle, you might want it to become a storefront, or really have a social page, or have an app on your phone. So what can you do? So we're going to visit with Preston from Launch Network and learn about that. And then we've got Angela Fader with us with Birdwells, and she's going to talk to us about her business. It's a very established, unique boutique business here in Bossier City, and which is also online. So that means it's not just Bossier City. And then we'll conclude with our newest friend, Cyrus Morrison with Haulage. And I say he's the newest friend because he's one of our newest members here at the Bossier Chamber of Commerce, and has a really unique emerging concept and business that he has launched in our area. And we're going to talk about all of those. So without any further ado, let us learn about the Launch Network and just kind of take some notes. And if you have questions, put them in the chat box. But and if you're watching on Facebook Live, or if you're on the Zoom with us and you know a friend that might need these resources, just kind of pay attention and take some notes. So Jessica, who's the VP here at the Chamber, is our producer. She's always in the background. So Jessica, if we could meet Preston. But let us start today first with Preston. And Preston, welcome to the community, and welcome to EAP. I understand you got here last year, and then you are the face of this new collaborative thing.
Yeah.
That y'all have launched for us, no pun intended, called Launch Network. Can you please introduce our members, those joining us on Zoom and on Facebook Live today, what this is all about?
Sure. And so I appreciate your warm welcome and your words of encouragement and thank yous here. So as Lisa said, my name is Preston Langley. I work for the Entrepreneurial Accelerator Program in Shreveport, located in the BRF building just south of the Ochsner's LSU Hospital. So Launch Network is born out of many years of efforts for a lot of people in this area to try to connect business owners that are looking to start businesses, looking to find resources for those businesses, with those organizations like the Bossier Parish Chamber of Commerce that provides assistance to those business owners. And so we are kind of that glue, that connection between anyone that's looking for help and that help that you actually need. So we actually received some federal funding from the EDA to launch this initiative. We are live in 21 parishes, including Caddo Parish, Bossier Parish, all the way over to the parishes, East Carroll, West Carroll, all the way to Mississippi. So you see me running all over the place, but we partner with each individual community as best as we can to make sure that those resources are available for people. And so that is the Launch Network in a nutshell.
Well, that is great. So tell me, who again would want your services? What kind of folks are you expecting to pick up the phone or go to the website and utilize your services?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for a lot of people here, they might not think of themselves as entrepreneurs. That's kind of a scary word for a lot of people. But for the people that benefit from our resources, there are people that are looking to go into business for themselves, people that are looking to supplement income with, we call them side hustles these days, right? You don't have to be this big, scary entrepreneur to be someone that's innovating, right? To be someone that needs assistance. So anyone that's looking to figure out a way to start a business, grow your business, maybe just to do some research, whether you're in high school and you're looking to figure out how can I find out about some classes around to just sharpen my business acumen, you can absolutely use the Launch Network. If you're not sure, all kinds of things. We've got all sorts of services for each individual, every age here.
So what I hear you telling me is that if I want to start a business, I don't have to go out and first, before I utilize your services and call you, make sure that I have a building. I don't have to make sure that I have this great big business plan. The things that we think about when starting a business that sounds so difficult. Maybe I'm working at home and I've got an online business through Facebook or Instagram, and it is growing so big that now I need to know, how do I make it to the next level so that maybe I can go to a storefront or partner with someone else? Would I come to you for that?
Absolutely. So we've got several helpful guides and documents here. We've got, different tutorials that kind of walk you through the processes of making sure, if you are established, making sure that you're, above board, making sure that you know when to pay your taxes, how to file with the state, how to file with, local chambers and other organizations for partnerships. Even if you are just, someone that you wouldn't consider yourself a small business owner because you've got this passion of selling things on Etsy or on Facebook, there's still something in it for you. There's different marketing resources to help you figure out how to broaden your reach. There's different accounting resources to make it easier for you to make sure that you know how much you're bringing in, to make sure that you're paying your taxes. There's all sorts of resources there.
Well, I'm really excited about this program and that it's being put together. It has been put together for one-stop resource shopping opportunity. And if a business has been in business for 20 years, but yet is maybe having challenges in changing to the new ways of doing business. We saw during COVID how many businesses had to, as the word of the day was, pivot. Right. to be able to do business differently. If they had questions about that, and could they come to your website or to you directly, and you could help connect them and direct them?
Absolutely. So there's several different ways of getting in contact with us. The website is a great way to start if you're looking around for information. If you don't know what you want to ask, but you just want to speak to a live person on the other end of the phone, absolutely pick up the hotline. It'll be myself or someone else on my team. I think the biggest thing that we learned throughout this pandemic is that people are resilient. And that pivot word you hear a lot is something that I think people are getting used to hearing, because they've figured out, especially in the midst of just everything changing and everything being uncertain, how to still prosper their businesses and how to use available resources to strengthen what's already there. And so for those people that have been in business for 20 years already, this is a great resource for you to figure out how to, to change things and pivot some. If you're in that place where you're just newly launched or getting ready to launch or wanting to launch and you're not sure how to adjust some things, Launch Network is absolutely for you. So we've got resources in 21 different parishes. We've got almost 90 different resource partners like the Bossier Parish Chamber of Commerce. If I can't point you in the right direction, I promise you, give me just a moment. I will do my Scouts on our best to make sure that I get you the help that you need. I don't want anyone that's looking for help to feel like they can't be successful or they can't find that help right here in Bossier Parish, Louisiana. So give us a call, find out on the website, let us know, and we'll get to work for you right away.
So, Preston, can you give me some examples of folks, because you're talking about resources? I don't want to assume that we know what resources are. So do you have any examples that you can share with us of where folks have come to you and the kind of resources they're looking for? I mean, are they looking for a chamber to help direct them? Or are they looking for an accounting firm? Are they looking for a marketing firm? Are they looking for that vendor or taxes? I mean, I don't know. Tell me what on the web, what are the definitions of those resources?
Sure. So the definition of a resource is actually a broad term in terms of, we would call that assistance that's provided. So say we've got a John Doe that calls into our hotline. They're thinking about starting a business in, chauffeuring. They want to start a chauffeur business between the casinos, and they want to work in special clientele for, certain type of VIP events. So they don't have a business plan. They're not really sure how to go about registering with the state. They don't have any of the funding documents that they need. They don't even really know what they want, other than just this is something that they've got a passion around and something that they want to do. So whenever they call or they go to the website, they'll speak to either myself or someone else on my team that will find those resources. And what that is going to be the services that that individual needs. So for that VIP service, that's going to be someone that can help kind of guide them through the process, a little bit of a mentor. And so we do have resources around in Shreveport, Caddo, Bossier to kind of help hold your hand and make sure that you're doing the things off of the checklist in a certain order. You might need certain state tax IDs or certain filings or, a checklist to make sure that you've got everything ready. We've got resources, that assistance to make sure that you can get that checklist for you and know when to file for what you've got to pay where, and making sure that all of your ducks are in a row. Another resource that that individual might need might be some different contracting opportunities. We've got opportunities and resources, to put people in contact with those people that can not only provide those contracts, but also help with certain special designations to be able to get better contracts. And so definitely in the way of procurement, we've got different resources and abilities to partner with other people to make sure that that individual wanting to start that business gets set up. And then lastly, and most importantly, I think, is once all of that's done, making sure that that person can get the word out. So we've got marketing opportunities, marketing resources, we've got networking resources to make sure that from start to finish throughout that person having maybe just a napkin of an idea, right? Translating that to a full-blown business that, I'm sure that Lisa and her team would be there for the ribbon cutting one day. So we've got anything that you need to be able to help make sure that your business gets launched. And so, pun intended, that's what the Launch Network is here for.
Excellent. I mean, this is very exciting. We appreciate you putting this collaboration together, putting it in a format that if we want to look it up on our phone or just on the website, and including everyone, being very inclusive with this Launch Network. And again, the funding was from, did you say EDA?
Mm-hmm.
And so our folks may not understand that is federal funding, and so it's exciting to see that we can go out and we can apply for a grant and we can get that funding and we can get that money in to our area to make it substantial and useful for us so that we can see an end result for growing our economy together. So Preston, thank you so very much for being with us today. And
thank you.
Yeah, and I will put your information in the chat box so that folks can get in touch with you. We'll put the website in the chat box so that they'll know how to find you. And again, thank you for. But let us start today first with. So let us start today. This is so much fun. I mean, if the pandemic and shutdown and bringing us to Zoom and everything else hasn't taught us anything else, it's how to have things in a hybrid format and how to use technology. So that was so much fun talking to Preston with the Launch Network. And I have placed that information for our folks that are on the Zoom meeting in the chat box, the link to their website. For those joining us on Facebook Live, we will get that in the comments over there as well. So let's get to our live guest today, since Preston is on vacation this week. He didn't really want anybody to know, but yeah, he's on vacation on this holiday week. And we're going to start with Angela Fanner with Birdwells. And Angie, I'm sure that when you started your business, to have a resource like that to go to probably would have been a little bit helpful to give you those checklists and everything else. But introduce us to Birdwells and tell us, as a local entrepreneur, how did you start your business and where are you at today?
Well, thank you, Lisa, and thanks for the opportunity to join in today. Yes, as I was listening to Preston, absolutely, I kept thinking of all of the benefits that I could have had and resources I could have had access to if there had been a Preston and a Launch Network available. I actually reached out to a couple of local business owners who helped me with that process because I didn't know anything about any of that, and the actual steps of, beginning to set up a business and just the basic things like the licensing and the taxes and things to get started. So all that has been a huge learning curve, clearly, as this idea of Birdwells ever even popped up. So it was a few years ago. Birdwells, I've always had an interest and a desire to be involved with home decor. That's just always been a hobby, something I've enjoyed doing. And I have a full-time job that I love and do. And so I knew that whatever this looked like, it was going to need to be something very part-time, start small, see how it could work. And so the Birdwells is around a brand that's built around Southern hospitality, Southern lines, Southern lifestyles, in honor of our grandmothers who really showed us and taught us a lot of those things well. And so I had the idea of what to do, but didn't know what to do with it. And talking with a couple of the local business owners who helped me kind of flesh that out and kind of come up with an idea and a plan of how to make this potentially work, is we just started with a website. And, hindsight, given this past year, I just didn't know how fortunate we were to have the website first and, versus a storefront first. So we started with a website, started online. Basically, family and friends would go browse. I mean, it was just kind of just to get started and see how this would look. And then we wanted to sign up and just do local markets and shows. So like La Boutique and Cedartown and Ruston, some local markets that are usually put on by junior leagues and fundraising events. And so we did these larger shows, even went to Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and just kind of did things locally and regionally, seasonally, to see how this would work. So the feedback was great. Folks were very encouraging, kept encouraging us to get a storefront. Well, it takes time and process and a lot more work to figure that part out. But eventually that's what happened and where we landed. Began looking for space and just kind of took our time waiting for the right spot and location that I thought fit Birdwells well. And we opened, it was 3 years in April that we opened the storefront in Airline Plaza here off of Airline Drive in Bossier. So that's a little bit about how we got here. And where we're going, I don't know, we're just going.
So tell us, now that you're there and you had a storefront, I mean, did you ever really think that that's where you would be on a 3-year anniversary, 3 years later? and that people would be walking through a front door to experience your passion. And you're also getting to employ people and, and have a business for you and your family. Did you think that's where you'd be today, 3 years later?
No, not particularly. I think starting in steps, and particularly baby steps for me, with my full-time position and just not knowing for sure what I wanted it to look like, or how, if this could be online only or if it could be a combination of both. It was pretty clear pretty quickly the importance of, I think, in Bossier City and being local, the importance of folks wanting to support locally, and they want a place to go, and they really do value, a storefront and supporting folks in business. And so it became pretty clear that that was really where the niche needed to be, and not so much out in, online. Now, saying that, we do sell online and ship things, all over the country, but it didn't start that way. We just had a pretty website to look at pictures, and you could kind of browse through, and then it began to grow. It just took time, and some investing in that, as far as like search engine, things like that, when the whole other side of the online aspect. But primarily, you're correct. I did not envision this to be like this 3 years later.
So, Angela, you're also, what folks may not realize is that you are also offering space within your store, your storefront, and for other businesses to get their name out there. In our world, in the chamber world, we call that being an incubator, and helping another business to grow. And so what made you think to do that, to bring in other local businesses and help showcase them? Some people would say, oh, wow, that's really, really cool and not selfish at all. And other folks might go, well, wow, I can't believe, that you're doing this. And so what do you have to say about that? And tell us about those businesses, and why are you doing that for others?
Well, I think part of being in, for me personally, in being in business and having the store based around, Southern hospitality, and also around our grandmothers and the way that their example that they showed us growing up, I feel like part of that has always, all along, been about connecting with others, and certainly locally. So we connect locally and regionally. We have artists from Shreveport, Bossier, Houghton, Benton, and some that are in South Louisiana as well. So that's one aspect that I wanted to bring to Birdwell's, was art, because art is such a huge part of home decor, and I think just helping to be a connector for folks to appreciate art more. I don't know. I just think it's very important to have art as so much a part of things that you do in your home, in your office space. And so I wanted to have that offering. It certainly helps Birdwell's. It helps the store. We have all this beautiful art that's decorates our walls. And so it brings another layer of shopping that folks may not get somewhere else. And then I think that being able to connect like the home decor and our product lines and our gift lines, and then someone walks in for a gift, but then they might notice an artist or some piece of their work that's in the store. And so we have such a great working relationship, and they've all become friends. And so we do work really well together. And we even have had a couple of different art shows, events that we build around art. And we have great neighbors in Airline Plaza, so we'll collaborate with them as well. And we'll do and host these events and have the artists out there and other locals, maybe to showcase their products. Just this past week, we had an event And then we invite a local nonprofit to come and just share their vision and what they're doing in Bossier City, and also carry their line in the store. Cumberland Farms is the name of this local nonprofit.
Yes.
And so I think exposing folks to and letting people know that an awareness that there's so many other great things going on in Bossier. And if you can give somebody a little corner in your store or an opportunity to do that, you're just helping each other grow. So I had never thought of it as an incubator, but that's a cool name. So thanks, Lisa.
You're welcome. Well, I mean, you've talked about the artist, and now you've talked about Cumberland Farms, but we can also get some fabulous cookies there, some great chicken salad, and you're not at home baking and cooking all of that. That again is local entrepreneurs that prefer and enjoy, their passion is the food industry. And so you're showcasing them in your store as well. And I commend you for that, because to just allow a piece of your space to showcase these local artisans and bakers and those that are in the food industry, it means a lot. And I think it's really, I know it's a testament to Bossier City and to Bossier Parish and the culture that we have here of being a family and working together.
Right. I agree. And it's a great, they add so much to the experience of coming in the store that I hope that customers and folks that come in, capture that it's more than just coming in for a gift, that we're really trying to create and work hard to create an experience while you're there, and also get to connect with other folks and, who do other great things, and from baking a cookie to, painting a canvas. So, and then also like Holy Angels, we partner with them as well, because the value of what their residents do and their the cute little gifts and artwork and things that they can create. So we're able to actually have some of their offerings in the store too. And we love to share the story about Holy Angels and the importance that they have in the lives of their residents. So obviously we're a business. Bottom line, first of all, you're a business. And, there's a reason that you're in business. It's you're profitable, but there's so many other layers to that for Birdwell. So, yes, we enjoy it very much, connecting with all the other folks.
So what I hear from you is that it can be done. You can take your passion and you can make it happen. You can take a love for what you have, and you didn't use Launch Network when you started 3 years ago. That hadn't been launched yet, but you called friends and mentors and asked them, how do you do this? So don't be afraid to ask a question. And we're going to transition now to Cyrus, who's going to tell us about an idea that he had. And I'm going to tell our folks on the Zoom and on Facebook Live that, his idea comes from an industry that he works within, and it's a service industry. And so, Cyrus, with your service industry of haulage, you can now help take care of us while we go shop and hang out at Birdwell's or what other local boutique that we choose, while you're taking care of us at our home or at our business. So, Cyrus, welcome to the show and to our chamber chat, and introduce us to your business.
Well, thank you. And Haulage we hopefully make delivery easy for everyone. If you go out and buy the large items, the big TVs or furniture, we're a web-based platform that provides delivery service. Essentially, you can go online and you buy the big couch at XYZ Furniture. You can schedule your pickup and delivery through Haulage, and we have local contract pickup truck owners and trailer owners pick up and deliver to your residence. There's 3 or 4 other channels we provide, but that's our primary service right now is retail to residents.
So this is, you are reaching out to men, women, anyone that owns a truck and a trailer to be a contract worker. Right. And what we are most familiar with is using Uber or Lyft or something like that to haul us right. from place to place.
Correct.
You're going to help us take our goods from place to place if we're moving or cleaning out the attic or a room or a child to move into the apartment or something, you're keeping, again, the money local, and you're helping young or local independent contractors, these guys, because we're in the South and we have these big trucks and big trailers. Well, let's do something more than go play on our four-wheelers with it and be of use to the community. And do I have the concept a little, am I right?
It's absolutely right. We're essentially the Uber of local delivery. So we started here, we've launched here, we're 6 months into an actual physical launch and providing service. So what we do is we take local pickup truck owners, and we prefer them to have a trailer because it makes things so much easier and you can provide a broader scale of cargo. We background check them. We have certain criteria for them to be able to actually contract with us. We don't just bring anyone on board. We have very specific criteria and a background check platform that we vet everyone to make sure they meet certain standards for them to contract with us, which is really important to us as far as customer service goes and safety goes. So that's a primary factor for that side of the business of the truck owners. And what Preston alluded to was the side hustle. This is a perfect side hustle for someone who doesn't want to haul people around in the pickup truck. They can, thank you, Jessica. They can go through, contract with us, and haul freight or haul cargo and make money at it. We are 100% transparent on our platform and our criteria. If you go to our actual website, gohaulage.com, we have a couple different pages, and one is specific to our truck owners and let them know who we are and what we do and what we can do for them to generate revenue and to partner with us as a contractor. So it's been a lot of fun. We have some really great contractors already on board who's providing service. And we love being able to see all the different stuff. And to your point, we've done home to storage and storage to home moves. We've hauled off somebody clean up their garage. We've done a lot of retail to residents. So it's all developing and coming together as people learn and we educate our retailers more that we're a great solution for a delivery service platform that doesn't involve them buying equipment or hiring people or carrying insurance costs. We're that solution for all those specific requirements for delivery.
So Cyrus, with your company being so new, a lot of these startup questions should still be top of mind. So I don't want folks that are watching on Facebook Live or on Zoom on our presentation to think that you can just go out and just build a website and say, hey, I want to hire you to do this. I mean, because you're starting with an online-based website. Angela started with an online-based website, but you have to go to the state. You've got to register your name. You've got to register with the Secretary of State. So can you go through a little bit of those processes that you went through for our folks and let them know it's not really as difficult as they may think it is?
It's not difficult. I had literally had a business coach she was already the CEO of the company. So like Angela said, it's great to have resources. You've kind of done it and can show you the way of how to get those major first steps in place. So yeah, we incorporated as an S corp at the very beginning, and then you have to get to the legal steps of we created our service contracts, for our customers and our truck owners, and then you have to figure out the insurance platforms. With Haulage being an emerging market, we weren't a freight company, and we weren't a people hauler. We were in the middle, so we had to kind of be creative with our insurance platform. But it was all interesting. It's all been a great learning process. We started in April of 2019 with this concept. And even before that, a couple months before, I was just trying to develop and generate something to fabricate an actual business. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to get it there. So after a year and a half, we launched in 2020 of November, and we've been able to gain traction here locally. Our ultimate plan is to scale into larger markets, where right now our main competition is the local pickup truck demographic. There are so many pickup trucks and trailers here. We love to contract all of them, but we're once we get to the larger metroplexes with way more cars and way less pickup trucks, our concept will gain more traction. But being able to found it and proof it here has been a great opportunity.
That's excellent. And so, like we heard from Angela in Birdwell, she had a passion for home decor, artists, and all of this. What drove you, no pun intended with hauling, but what brought you to open up this business? What drove you to say, hey, I want to open up this business locally and, you know, what have you? Where did that come from? How did you find this?
Well, it kind of dovetailed into my career, my professional career. I'm a supply chain logistics provider. So I've been in supply chain and freight logistics for 23 years. So a lot of the operational caveats and things you have to generate a pickup and delivery, all the specifics, that was already in my DNA of how things work within a delivery space for commercial, like, you know, the International Papers, the Music Mountain Waters, people you'll recognize. That's people that I manage a lot for day in, day out business. So that kind of segues into our local delivery, which I knew there wasn't a segment available here in Louisiana. And the more I researched, there's maybe 5 major competitors out there, and they're all under 5 years old. So it's truly an emerging market. The big box retailers are starting to gravitate towards this solution. Instead of going out and buying their box trucks, they can resource it out to a third party like us, let the customer drive the entire interaction, and get the services picked up and delivered as they need it. So it all made sense to me in my head, but we're still in education phase. There's lots of learning and kind of walking people through the concept. But I think once they get it, it's going to be such a great, just kind of reducing the friction in sales. We're really excited to have it grow.
Well, I think that's exciting. And I think the two of you are perfect examples of what it means to start a business, and that you first and foremost, you have to have the passion. And if you have that passion, then the rest is going to fall into place. Jessica, if you don't mind, if you would also spotlight Angela for us as well, so that all 3 of us are here on the Zoom meeting together. But you know, it's that's what this is all about. And people tend to think that I can't do this, or that's too difficult, or it's a dream that is just so far away, it'll never happen. But both of you are perfect examples of talking to friends or talking to other businesses that friends that were part of businesses and saying, how did you make this happen? Can you help me walk through the steps? I mean, I don't know for either one of you if you have an accounting background, because finances is critically important to running a business and staying solvent. But there's people out there that can help you. There are businesses out there that can help you with that, you know, or marketing strategies. Would either one of you like to expand on a little bit further on any of that? But before we take questions, and as a reminder to our friends that are watching, if you have any questions for either one of these startups, please put it in the chat box or in the comments.
Angela, I'll defer to you for the first answer.
Well, I think like Preston with Launch Network, you go and find the resource for the maybe the gifts that you don't have. So you go and find that resource, and you, for me, you hire a good CPA to help you with the financial side of things. You know, I also think it's important, you know, the basics, you know, of the ins and outs of everything, with on the back end with the finances. But at some point it got a little bigger than me. I wanted to spend my time with the reason that I was wanting to start this. So, but for me, that's what works.
Absolutely. So, Preston, is there any final words that you would like to say about encouraging others to start a business?
If you have an entrepreneurial spirit, do it. I'd rather do it than regret not doing it. So if you have that spirit, I encourage you to at least try. I think baby steps, like Angela said, is really prudent. I tend to take bigger steps than I should, and sometimes you have to pay for that. And those are learning lessons. But the point is, go ahead and try it. I'll highly encourage it.
Well, I do not see any questions today. I only have one comment, and that is about Birdwells and for Angela. But I think she's already quite familiar with with Beth Waldrop and her family. But she says, my daughter has spent my inheritance at Birdwells. It's a fabulous store. We were just there last week. I think you just had a special event with Dolly.
Mm-hmm.
A Dolly Parton theme or something. So I saw all that on Facebook. So lots of fun. So y'all be sure to look for our locally owned businesses and support local. Spend your dollars local. That's keeping our tax dollars here in our community so that supports our infrastructure and our roads, our water, our highways. It supports our community, and it supports these local entrepreneurs here in Bossier City, and Northwest Louisiana. And with Cyrus's business, as we talked about with Haulage, he's contracting local people. And so you just go to his website and say, I'm interested in this, and you apply, and you follow Birdwell's on social media, and you're like, oh my gosh, another great event that I can take friends to and spend our dollars locally. So we really appreciate you all being with us today. Thank you to Preston, wherever you are on vacation, of having a pre-recording with us on the Launch Network. And that is a strong resource of one-stop shop, like I said, where everyone can go to find those helpful hints or those solutions so that you can move to the next level. So we really appreciate you being with us today for our chamber chat. And y'all have a great summer. Summer is here and school is out.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Bossier Chamber.